Hi everyone and welcome to today's video. Today we are going to be testing out the new NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop liquid foundation. Now this foundation can be found in 45 different shades. And it's not 45 of the same shades, it's 45 different shades. It is crazy the amount of shades that they came out with and the range. It's just amazing. You get it in a 1 fluid ounce glass bottle with a pump, which you all know I love pumps. I love when foundations come with pumps. It's just, yes. And it retails for $15 US. I purchased 2 shades to try out today. The first one that I purchased is this one right here. This one is caramel, or caramel, depending on how you'd like to pronounce that. But as you can see, it's a little bit too deep for my current complexion. Perhaps earlier on in the summer, it would have maybe matched me a little bit better since I did have a little bit more color. But I haven't been out and about in the sun, like in the pool or at the beach for a while now, for about like a month, I think. So I've lost a little bit of color. That's why I also had to purchase the shade Natural in order to mix them together in order to try to achieve my perfect shade. We'll see how that works. The description for the foundation straight from the website states that it is lightweight, waterproof, pigmented AF, and also full coverage. Now, I personally, on a regular basis, don't necessarily like to wear full coverage foundations. I like to do a little bit lighter, but for today's video, I don't mind going full coverage. We'll see what that looks like on the skin. It is supposed to be a comfy liquid formula that delivers matte coverage and stays true to color for up to 24 hours. So if you're going to be wearing it for 24 hours, it's going to stay looking the exact same way during those 24 hours. So since this is a matte foundation, it not only claims to keep you matte throughout the entire day, but also shine free. I personally tend to get oily here along the T-zone, especially during these summer months where it's quite humid and very, very warm here where I live. So we'll see whether or not it helps keep me shine free along the T-zone today. It also claims to be non-comedogenic, so it's not going to clog up your pores and make you break out. It is suitable for normal, oily, combination, and sensitive skin types. So this probably is not going to be your most favorite foundation if you have dry skin. Now, if you have dry skin, I don't think that you would definitely be looking for a matte foundation, but you never know. So, all right, so let's test this foundation out. So before I get started, I'm not going to be applying any primer or anything along the face. Sometimes I'll use like pore filling primer here along the sides of my nose, but I typically don't use primers. So for today, I'm not going to use anything, just the foundation. I am, however, going to color correct the under eye area really quickly using my Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector in the shade Medium to Deep. Just applying a little bit of that before I get started with foundation. All right, so now it is time for foundation. Oh, there goes the lid. Sorry, Riddick. All right, and I'm going to do 1 pump of each shade on the back of my hand and then mix it. All right, I think that's good actually, half and half. I think that's gonna work. Let's see here. I'm gonna grab my 3D HD blender and apply it just on 1/2 before I zoom you all in so that you can see exactly what kind of coverage I'm getting. I'm gonna apply it on this right side first. Oh yeah. So it doesn't feel heavy right now. It feels pretty light. It's giving me really good coverage. Okay, so now I'm going to zoom you all in so that you can see exactly what the foundation looks like on the skin after just 1 layer, and then what my skin looked like before I applied anything onto it. All right, so this is what my skin looks like without having anything on it. All right, and this is what it looks like with 1 layer of the foundation. Okay, so I haven't had it on for too long, just a couple minutes, and it's already like settled down. So I think that it dries down quite quickly, so you gotta work fast here. All right, so the foundation does dry down pretty fast. I'd say within a couple of minutes, like 1 to 2 minutes. So you do have to work a little bit fast, just a tiny bit. but I really like the way that it feels. It does feel pretty lightweight, and it's giving me really, really good coverage at this point. I don't feel like I'm wearing a heavy foundation. It does not feel like a typical, or what you would expect a typical full coverage matte foundation to feel like, which is just like really heavy and kind of like really dry. This one doesn't feel dry. Even though it did dry down quickly, it doesn't feel dry. So yeah, so far I like the way that it looks. We'll see how it wears. So now I'm just going to simply jump off camera, finish off the rest of my makeup, and I will be right back. Alright, so now I am back with a full face of makeup, and I really love the way that this foundation is feeling, the way that it is looking right now. It's like I had no issues applying any of my powders on top. Sometimes, depending on the foundation, if it doesn't set right away or if it doesn't really set matte, I will have to set it with a powder in order to apply bronzer, because I don't use cream bronzers. I prefer powder like bronzers and highlights, and sometimes they do look a little bit patchy just depending on what the foundation is doing underneath. But with this one, I did not have any issues whatsoever. The bronzer just applied seamlessly, effortlessly. I was able to blend it out beautifully, and I really love the way that it looks. I love the way that it feels. So far, the foundation is doing a good job. We'll see how it wears throughout the remainder of the day. It is currently 11:48 in the morning. I do plan on wearing this for an entire 8-hour day, and I am going to be coming back halfway through the day in order to do a check-in, give you all some close-ups to show you exactly how the foundation is wearing on the skin, and also to talk to you a little bit about how the foundation has been wearing up to that point. So I will see you all back here in a few hours for my midday check-in. Okay, so now I am back for my midday check-in. It is currently 4:18, so I've had this foundation on for a little bit over 4 hours now, and I still like it. I like it a lot. I don't tend to get oily anywhere other than along the T-zone, and as of right now, it still looks matte. Everything is still really good. Outside right now, we were outside for a little bit. We went to Starbucks. We ran just one errand, but I mean, I was in the humidity and the heat outside. It is currently, let's see, 87 degrees, but it feels like 94, and the humidity is at 62%. So taking that into consideration, I still look pretty matte, and it's comfortable. So as of right now, I'm still really good with this foundation. Now I'm going to zoom you all in so that you can get a better look at the foundation on the skin after 4 hours of wear. Okay, so this is what the foundation looks like on the right side. Everything still intact, still looks really nice. And the same goes for the left side. Everything is still really good. And this is what the forehead currently looks like. As you can see, none of my lights are bouncing off of my forehead. It would probably look a little bit like this if it was shiny at all, but as of right now, there is zero shine. So that is it for my midday check-in. I will see you all back here at the end of the night for my final thoughts on this new NYX Cosmetics foundation. Okay, so now I am back for my final check-in. It is currently 8:19, so I've had this foundation on for a good 8 hours now, and I am ready to wash everything off and call it a day. But before I do, I'm going to zoom you all in one last time so that you can see exactly what the foundation looks like on my skin after 8 hours of wear. Alright, so this is what the foundation looks like on the right cheek. As you can see, everything still looks pretty much the exact same way that it did earlier. And the same goes for this side right here. Now, as you can see, it did emphasize my laugh lines just a little bit. And as far as the forehead goes with the oiliness, I still am not seeing any. I don't feel oily, I don't look shiny or anything like that, so I'd say it stayed pretty darn matte all day long. So in conclusion, I really liked this foundation. It is definitely a great foundation. If you have normal to oily skin, this is going to do an amazing job at keeping you matte, but without feeling heavy, without looking heavy. It is very, very lightweight and comfortable to wear. I didn't have any issues. You don't really even feel that you have a full coverage foundation on the skin throughout the entire day. I really, really enjoyed the way that it wore. It looks beautiful on the skin. It doesn't look overly done, and you don't look overly dry. It is a wonderful foundation. The shade range is just like mind-blowing. It's amazing. Everybody and anybody should be able to find their shade. I had to mix it just because I accidentally ordered one that was a little bit too deep, and I didn't want to risk grabbing one because I ordered mine online. I didn't actually go in to like an Ulta to purchase it. So instead of ordering another one that may not have matched at all, I just decided to order a lighter one, and then that way I can mix them and then customize my shade throughout the year. This has a shelf life of 12 months, so it should last me until next September, and I'm really, really excited about continuing to use these two. It looks absolutely wonderful on the skin. For the price, you just cannot beat this foundation. So if you're looking for a mattifying foundation that provides you full coverage but doesn't feel heavy, check this one out. I'm sure that you will not be disappointed. So that completes today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. I truly hope that you enjoyed this video review and that you found it helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss out on future product reviews, makeup tutorials, anything beauty related. And also don't forget to follow me on all of my other social media platforms where I absolutely love to interact with you all. I'm All Beauty by Sarah with an H on Instagram and All Beauty by Sarah without the H on Snapchat and Twitter. As always, take care, and I will see you all in my next video. Mwah! Bye.